kick off the alternate stream here for day 2 of the Raleigh Major. KCorp versus Team Secret. One returning to form, one just trying to keep the form and avoid going to an elimination position. Let's find out who it is. Let's kick it off here and now.
Game 1 brought to you by Progressive. KCorp have proven they could be beaten, but they've proved throughout the season they could beat everyone else. You have the day 1 jitters out of the way. Now it's time to hit that peak form. And Team Secret want to hit that stride, and they want to hit it early. And it's game 1 to see what you can expose out of KCorp and how awake and warmed up they really are.
I gotta hope that KCorp's prepared for this one here. As much as I do believe that this is definitely going to be a warm-up period for all of these teams. It's early for us, it's early for them. 10 a.m. is the equivalent to a gamer like 2 a.m. basically, but you know, it's one of these things where I do think KCorp are going to come out with a game plan, but also try to adjust to Secret. Again, Secret very aggressive, very in your face. If they're going to play that way throughout the series, KC's got to be prepared for it. And I think that's why you're seeing players like Raleigh hold back a little bit here, waiting for those shots to eventually fire on target. And as soon as they do, he's in the right place, right time, every time.
Like that carry from a towel, but Team Secret's defense still stands. Both teams have taken their shots on target. Team Secret, though, liking those short midfield passes already. Quick to the punch, not even wasting time for boost. They could do anything with any resources they have, but Vati, a little too much space and a little too much time in the air. He has a flip reset. KV1 puts a hand up.
All right, so far for KC and Secret, this one's going pretty good. Neither team looking like the definitive favorites based on the shots being taken. A couple from Team Secret. Unfortunately, they're not going to make their way into the back of the net, and doesn't look like our audience agrees that they're going to make all that many goals. Remember how yesterday, I think we talked about it, was the Foot series. It was one of the most overwhelming score lines. We, you know, predict with your channel points in Twitch if you guys want to. It was, my goodness. Yeah, yesterday was 1.1 million to 28,000. Let's see if we can beat that with 1.7 million Twitch channel points to 67,000. That is almost 98% of our audience thinking that KCorp is taking this.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure from KCorp, so I do not blame them, but KV1 has been so incredibly consistent on the defense, forcing KCorp to now have to demo to try and kind of shave down this defense as best as they can. Second touch, a towel fake, and it's a shot towards the post as Team Secret scramble, try to force it to the left side, but KCorp are spreading this field well, so it's not going to be any free lanes for them to get through.
This is looking a little bit shaky so far here for honestly both of the teams. The defense is just kind of forcing the last-second saves, hoping that it's going to be enough as a Tau does get the read off the backboard, even if it is a little bit awkward. We'll follow it up with another good touch, and Swift will try and see if he can make some offense from the handful of touches in the corner here. He won't. Instead, we'll just send it to actually the opposite corner, where KV1 maybe gets something off the backboard, if not for the efforts of Fatira. However, he'll try again, and he will succeed. First goal of the series goes to Secret.
KV1 was already playing aggressive off the post, and then at the 50 pops out, and he sits in the box, waits for the pass again. Team Secret chemistry, that's what you know and love out of them. And I like that they could find the rebounds. They're not just going to immediately retreat. They're going to go for any opportunity they can, and you want to stack the score against a team like KCorp. I like that 50 out of Raleigh was hoping for the dunk as Vati wants to just circle his prey, and Mata wants a clear. Team Secret, though, don't want to fight on their orange half for too long because KCorp can be so deadly.
KCorp trying to see if they can keep that pressure going. A good demo out at midfield will at least not allow Secret to develop an offense of their own. And we'll kind of cross wires there. Awkward off of the respawn as it looks like Mata got in the way of KV1, and it's now led to even more awkwardness out of midfield. But I think Mata might come away with an advantage, especially with a double demo. Swift just needs the read off the backboard, and a towel will not give it to him. Lemon, am I crazy, or is KC kind of getting exposed right now?
A little bit. Well, at least they're making the saves. And Mata with the fake. KV1 could have slotted it top right, but KCorp looked like they were ready for it nonetheless. As Mata, KV1 pre-jump back to Mata, and it's just the accuracies now that are killing Team Secret. I felt like they have generated a lot of lethality. Once they get warmed up, I think these goals are going to stack even more.
I have to imagine so. They're just getting unrelenting pressure on net, and although I think KCorp are withstanding said pressure, they're not really turning it get into any pressure of their own. I feel like, again, just kind of waiting for Secret. They're reacting to the fact this is a very aggressive Secret team, so they want to see how they're going to play. How in our face are they going to be? The answer's a lot, and so far, rather than you guys just not seeing me like John Cena, you're, I was going to say, actually disappearing behind it all. This is more standard. That's what I'm looking for. Vati, great first touch, and Raleigh, fantastic follow-up.
Just the drop down to Raleigh was beautiful. Vatira handles the challenge so well, using the ceiling to get the direct drop to his teammate. And it's all been about the passing plays, not as much about the solos. Less than a minute, KCorp find the equalizer, but it is Swift that could start things off, and he just even gets the second touch towards the backboard. Tao has to get reactive, and Vati keeps it to the side. Now the demos for Team Secret means they could build momentum and pressure off of this, but couldn't get it to KV1 in time.
I want people to pay attention to the third man for Team Secret right now. I think this is a lot of the reason they're keeping this offense going. Watch how quickly they are to send that third man without hesitation. Even if they have players upfield, they are happy to throw everything into offense because they know it's KarmingCorp. If you get a chance against them, you have to do the most with it. You're not going to get all too many. So when the offense is flourishing, keep that momentum going. They're trying right now, but all they're really trying to do is not get scored on. Final 10 seconds of this game, it is all KarmingCorp as they surge downfield. Mod in the corner, no boost to work with, so he just has to try and pinch this around the offense, and it's not going to work out, but the quick challenge from KV1 will at least get it downfield and hopefully get us to overtime. Game 1 here between KC and Team Secret is heading to OT. Lemon, this one's starting to look like it could be a classic, especially if they seize the moment here in overtime. Secret so close.
And Team Secret tried to even bump on that last play before the OT began, but KV1 is surrounded. He's getting hounded. It's Mata with the pinch towards Swift, and the shot down low! KCorp couldn't read, and now they find themselves behind in a game.
You can just see this. All of KCorp not really sure what to do with this touch off the backboard. They've got Raleigh and net. Tao was there, and theoretically, you think he would be the first to challenge. Hesitates for a half a moment, and that half a moment is all that Secret needs. And they're ready to try and correct their mistakes from the first. We'll keep it going. I think that, honestly, this is a huge chance, though, for Secret. If they can find a 2-0 start against KC, the sky's the limit for them.
Oh, Mata will be denied that double tap there from Vatira, letting it down to Tao, and some Team Secret trying to slow them down in the midfield. And now the pinch forced. Mata almost gets the beat there on Trolley, and it's kind of a chess match. It's been such a stalemate, but Team Secret can't find the bounces on the back wall to have a playable ball to work with, so K kind of need any clear they can get.
They're trying for something, but so far no success for either team here as this ball continues to get contested out of midfield, and just aerial after aerial turns into 50 after 50. This one's a passing play. Well received from Drawley, but maybe a bit too far away from him on the initial touch. Vati, that's a great first touch, and the air dribble after. Flip, reset, and no one is there for the pass. I get the idea from Tao as he tries to reapproach, but kind of feels like right now, KarmingCorp still a little bit scared of diving in against Team Secret. This was a problem for them in Game 1, and it doesn't look to have disappeared here in Game 2.
Oh, jeez. What a dribble from Tao, and KCorp were boost starving them too. It just seemed like a matter of time before you were going to drown Team Secret. Vatira's been chasing people around in the net, and it makes a goal like this from Tao just look easy.
All right, well, I was fully mistaken, and I will admit that there. I thought that Team Secret were maybe looking comfortable on defense and that it was KarmingCorp who were just hesitating to try and seize the moment. Turns out, no, they had a methodical plan. They were waiting for their moment, slowly starving them and just dwindling away at a boost total that just got ever smaller. Good stuff from KarmingCorp here to respond quickly in Game 2. I'm not done yet, though. 1-0 is only the start of the scoreline. If Drawley can score here, it would help his team a whole lot, but Mata's got other ideas as he pre-jumps out of midfield.
Yeah, the challenges have been well-timed there from Mata, but the backboard still protected, popped up as Vatira collects. Drawley playing interception, bumping Swift off, but there's layers to Team Secret. There's power behind South America, and it's the defense that you have to try and pierce through, as it's not going to be easy for Team Secret to generate much when it feels like a lot of the time they're not having the same boost totals as KCorp, so they can't go for as many long aerials the way that Vatira and others do.
It feels very different different from game one, where I do feel like there was a very close contest mid-air. Now, as you're stating, yeah, it's entirely KC who just control those airwaves. Unfortunately, it kind of feels like it's going to stay this way, barring something incredible. That could have been it. Like the idea from Mata as he goes for the redirect last second, but defense prepared for it. Are they prepared for the fake? Are they prepared for the passing play? Not necessarily, but Swift wasn't either. He doesn't have any boost in the tank, so the pass out center doesn't have the necessary power, and probably the best chance all game so far for Team Secret is going to fall to the wayside, and goodness me, a Tao just going to take it all the way downfield as he just air dribbles through two and gets a perfect 50.
Like the air dribble bump opportunities from Team Secret, not able to make contact. KCorp are used to that level of physicality playing in their region. But KCorp midfield presence has been solid. They're able to slow down a lot of the Team Secret transitions, making it that they may have to rely on bumps, demos, or long passes, which Team Secret have been preferred playing a lot tighter than they are. But hey, that's a double demo. KCorp don't even have possession of the ball after that.
Ooh, good 50s from Swift, and KV1 seizes the moment and also seizes the scrap heap. Okay, unfortunate. That's not going to really be enough. This could be, though, as they send it to the backboard, and Raleigh does get a touch, but has to be prepared for the follow-up shot. He definitely was. Great save to turn that one away, and now a chance for an air dribble from the young man himself to the backboard. Mata not going to give it to him, and Atao is going to take away the pass to Swift. Again, both teams still very in the face of each other. They are diving at everything because they know you give an opportunity to either one of these sides, they're going to do something with it.
Mata addresses these 1v1 scenarios very well, holds control of the ball to just keep it going for Team Secret, namely when they need to make space when it matters the most, especially on defense and leading the transitions. KCorp, though, are protecting their back wall, which means Team Secret, that's kind of been their bread and butter of offense on low boost, so it's going to take more physical plays, but you haven't been able to make contact, and that was awfully close from Swift. KCorp just need to keep this lead for the last minute, but this could be where Team Secret shines, as Swift is on his way to lead that charge, but he got beat by Raleigh.
Oh, it's a rough aerial challenge from Swift there. The good thing is they're still going to have this offense going, as it does look like KC trying to seize into the moment, but maybe getting a bit over eager. That bump made some contact, probably would have at least been a shot on target. Instead, it's a demo, a touch to the backboard, and back out to midfield. This one to the ceiling. Vati gonna try and keep this close, but with no boost, what can he really do? I don't really know if Mata should have done that. I think he had the right idea going for the passing play, but probably didn't realize how low on boost KC was out in midfield. He had a chance to keep that close and force him in an air dribble. Instead, all of KC back boosted up with 15 to go. They hold the offense and the potential end of this game.
Yeah, you just need to camp out Team Secret. Mata just can't even go for an aerial. Raleigh's in his face. KCorp were always front and center, so you can't air dribble across. You can't use the back wall. You can't go for passes. KCorp have played interference every single time, and Raleigh's about to put the cherry on top of the potential final goal, as Team Secret would have to cross C to C to try and tie this up and send into OT. Somehow this game 2 is still alive. Not a lot of boost for KV1. Raleigh's in the way. He puts it to the side. Secret is Swift is right below, and it continues to drum on, but you'd have to go coast to coast. He's got the boost. He's got a decent first touch, but KCorp don't let him time to think, as KCorp will tie it up.
Were you also in the same mindset like for a second there?
Passes, a passing play. I saw Raleigh get in the middle of all those sandwiches. So Team Secret were left with being shut out because every offensive play was denied by KCorp.
Well, let's see if they can maybe try and get something together here under the lovely voice of our friend Shogun here as we continue on into our third match. That's not exactly going to bode well, as already it seems like KC are starting off with some offense there. A shot from Atao is going to get turned away, but Bati with a quick follow-up at Atao. Back up again, and he will nail the shot. Look, KC may only have one striker, but he is hitting the bullseye every time.
The last 2 goals out of KCorp have been from getting really high up into the air and getting a really cut angle down low, and Team Secret have to find a way to sandwich themselves in between, and even with 2 defenders there, Team Secret cannot deny. If KCorp can go for shots that close to the net, you're not going to allow a lot of space or time for Team Secret to react, so KCorp have definitely exposed that weakness so far, but also not letting any gaps on their defense, so you really got to applaud what KCorp have been able to do to shut out Team Secret last game, to doing so in the first minute of play here.
It just kind of feels like this KC team, unsurprisingly, are fixing their mistakes in every capacity. The offense, the defense, a little bit of everything, and it's what makes this team so terrifying. Again, Farah, a world champion coach. This guy knows how to play. He knows how to tell his teams to just make the little adjustments necessary to get them back into a series like this. They were never really out of the series, but after game one, I think we had a couple of questions. I don't think we have those questions anymore. Playing very well, have the lead here, but it could disappear. Not for the save from Vati. Perfect timing there as Carmine hold on to their 1-0.
Such good pressure from Team Secret in those last two opportunities and these 2v2s. KCorp is so good at stalling out where they hit the 50, where it just kills any power and speed the Team Secret were building up towards. And what a slot to the bottom right! Trolley's that guy!
There we go. That's more like it. KC, their first goal from a player not named Tao in over a game, but they finally get it. The offense as a whole starting to flourish, and it's doing so pretty quickly. Only 90 seconds gone here in our third game, and what has been a very back and forth series so far is starting to look a little bit French-sided, if you will.
Yeah, you can't let go of the gas pedal if your team is Secret, but you are getting your backs put against the wall. Not having presence in the corner is gonna kill you. And oh my god, the lucky bounce trolley couldn't even cap it off, but KCorp won't overextend. They're already up by 2, and Tao was already up for this one as Mata down to KV1. But KCorp has such good reads. Swift almost just putting this in. KV1's there too. Somebody cooks in the kitchen, and Team Secret are just heating up.
I was about to give a call out to Vati, be like, man, that's a great save, and then I think he made another, and then Trolley made one. I think the entirety of KC probably picked up a save on that play, and it required all 3 of them, and they still get it done. KCorp just putting on a clinic right now. Offense is electric. Defense is a brick wall. This is more the KCorp we've come to expect. It didn't really show up as much yesterday in the series versus the Ultimates, and it took a second to start showing up here against Secret, but now that it has arrived, and it has arrived with a big old bang. 2.5 minutes to go. Still not a goal conceded, and more saves being found. KV1 will try, and Trolley in the way yet again.
This defense from KCorp is insane. Team Secret are showing many different looks, but no one is back. KV1 didn't have enough boost. They thought they could move upfield. Oh, jeez. And it's like I said, Team Secret going for shots through the midfield, going for passes. Those are intercepted. Everything Team Secret are thinking of is getting squashed. And then KCorp just get a good clear, and KV1's not back in time. That's really going to hurt.
It's like these dudes are psychic. They know exactly what you're going to do before you can even make the move. And honestly, even if you do make the move, they're probably just going to perfect 50 through it and then just turn it into an offense. It's been the standard right now for KCorp. They are just not putting a wheel wrong. And unfortunately for Team Secret, although they have not played a bad game by any stretch, things are definitely going from bad to worse. Game 1 was a 1-goal game. Game 2 was a 1-goal game. Game 3 is not going to be a 1-goal game if it keeps going like this. But there is still technically time, but with 2 players jumping for that one and neither really making contact, that's a counterattack. And yeah, you saw that one coming 2 ways to Sunday.
And that's 2 times in a row Team Secret haven't had someone back in time, but that's just the speed that KCorp have been playing at. And maybe it's KV1 needing to be that anchor the same way Tao has been insanely consistent. Team Secret are not finding those windows the way that KCorp are, and I still gotta applaud Tao as that unsung hero, but KCorp could be stacking up the stats even more. 90 seconds left though. I just want Team Secret to experiment with how can you expose any weakness out of KCorp, and I think it's going to be out-rotating them in counterattacks. At least that's how Tignitas beat them before.
It's the only way I really could see them doing so. But part of that is that I feel like the rotations are so surefire right now. Even the little stuff they're in the way for. A great example as Vati reads that play off the ceiling, doesn't challenge too early, waits until it's in a position where Secret can make a challenge and 50s it perfectly. They're just not allowing this offense to develop any plays. If they go for a pass, somebody's in the way. If they go for an air dribble, there's an immediate challenge, and you talk about it so quickly, the counterattacks that KCorp can launch into. With 40 seconds to go, this one is pretty much already done. Maybe Secret can get a goal for the road, but definitively, KC are back, and they are dominating this series thus far.
Yeah, Swift has been getting beat to the ball on his challenges. Mata's not making contact on the bump or demo opportunities. And KV1 sometimes is too extended, but I don't blame him with how fast the whole play, how fast KCorp can turn everything on its head. And you just have to play perfectly when you face KCorp, at least in a game 3 scenario where they're warmed up and there's less weight on their shoulders now that they don't have to play as perfectly when they've already lost a game or a match yesterday. So I think Team Secret got humbled. They got away with 1 game, but KCorp are on their way to match point.
KCorp are on their way to match point, and let's make sure that this ball hits the ground, and then I'll pull up the stat. Actually, you know what, Fati, just score another goal. Never mind, you can just take this one away from me. All right, now definitively I can say this. That is 10 minutes scoreless for Team Secret. The last time they scored the adjustments, so you need to do it right here and now, or this is the end of the series, and you're moving on to potentially be eliminated in the next round. Kind of crazy to think about. If KC lost this, they would also be at the 1 and 2 stage, but we're not there yet. We'll keep on playing as we move to Utopia Coliseum and our 4th game. Do or die for Team Secret if they want to stay with some extra lives in this bracket.
And the confidence is just exuding from KCorp. They've really figured out the Team Secret offense, how to nullify it, but most importantly, just mechanically, where Team Secret can lack is when they don't have space to defend. And it was so frustrating to face Team Secret in that game 1 because of their defense. And KCorp just know how to take up all the real estate and make Team Secret really fight for it. And not even just the space, but the boost as well.
Yeah.
KCorp can do a lot off the ball.
Yeah, they're just so strong. Again, that's the problem, is that, like, you look at it and go, okay, rotationally, you need to find those gaps, you need to find those holes, and they leave very few. It takes a team like Dignitas, like Ultimate, to poke those holes, to find those gaps, to do things that can actually expose a team like KCorp. And at the moment, I just don't think Secret are of the caliber. They're playing well, but it kind of feels like in those moments where they need to seize it, where they need to do something special, when we're pulling off plays like that, it's awkward for Mata. His first touch gets away from him after the initial bump. No shots even found, and almost instantaneously, Tao turns it into a perfect air dribble, a great 50, and the offense is back for KCorp.
Right up the wall, great read from Raleigh. Can't get under it, but can try to at least lead it to the midfield. And Team Secret have to be careful how much they extend up, but they also want more offensive options so they can fake out KCorp. Whether it's, oh, I'm going for a pass, no, it's a solo play, or it's a back wall, no, it's just a straight shot. Team Secret need more looks and more ways to play mind games against KCorp. We're just gonna be the best team in the world unless Team Secret expose something that the rest don't know.
That's easier said than done. Again, I feel like that's the motto right now. It's just, it's like, hey, Secret, do this almost impossible task, and y'all got this. And we're trying to give them advice, trying to give them little ways that they can. But, I mean, bro, what are you supposed to do against that? It's just so rough. You're getting faked out of your axles. You're trying to get some offense developed, and you're just getting locked into your own half. And that's a big miss, though. Finally, a miss from Matau will give some space. Or, excuse me, I think it was Vati who goes for the challenge. It does turn into an offense the other way, and no shot. Eventually, it comes through, but by the time it does, the entire team is boosted up, and Tao can take it off the half, and it's kind of, again, proves the point. Secret, you gotta be quicker than that. If you want to get a goal here, you need to take the chances when they are given.
Yeah, Team Secret just air dribbling towards the wall right into KCorp's lap, while KCorp, I like that Team Secret are bumping KCorp off the ball, not just always going for the ball, but sometimes the most threatening part, which is the person trying to score, as Atao maintains control towards the corner, and that means Mata can try and look for a clear, but Vati's looking threatening. Good near post defense from Secret, but 2 of them are lacking boost, and any say about it, KV1 waits on the back wall. That's a whiff challenge. Vati gets fed the ball yet again, and Team Secret are floundering.
I just want to shout out Raleigh for a second for whatever he just pulled off. Here, I'll do it again as he scores. Never mind. All right, but he got so close, man. The mechanics that he just displayed to get around the entirety of the defense, pre-jumping into a touch that gets him up the sidewall, immediately locking into an air dribble that is able to then get it out center pass. I mean, Raleigh is woken up, man. We talked about Atao through the earlier parts of this series, and I think Vati has still been a little quiet, but I think that's due to him just kind of relegating himself into a defensive role while Raleigh and Atao just control the offense. Vati's gonna shut me up real quick, though. He gets an air dribble, finally does show himself on offense, and almost instantaneously finds the first goal. It may still be Raleigh, though, to lead the charge. 50, not gonna be found, but here comes Vati in the air, flip, reset, looking for the dunk, will not find it.
It's looking scary though. Oh my god. And the rotations from KCorp have been airtight. They know how far to extend. They haven't left any window for Team Secret to take advantage of. Still scoreless despite how powerful KCorp have looked and how panicky Team Secret has become. But it just takes one to potentially force Champions Field if Team Secret can pull this off. But it's getting to the blue half that seems to be the first challenge.
Oh, and maybe making saves in the right moment. KV1 saw the opportunity, saw somebody was going to dive across for the pass and did not let it happen. Need to break out, but I will state, in the meantime, while we've watched KCorp feel like control this game, control the offense, they haven't scored a goal from it, and they haven't conceded one either. We have a potential for another overtime here if the two teams can just hold on for 20 more seconds. Easier said than done again, as it is more offense here for KCorp. Raleigh, the reset, not going to work out, and now Mata can't take over. He's got no boost, so the pitch across, and Swift, the wiser, recognizes the moment, and as long as this hits the ground, we have yet another overtime. Bati gonna dive, but he do anything with this. Launch out, and Swift probably should have let that hit the ground. It still will. We do have overtime, and they have to win this if Secret want this series to continue.
The first overtime, the only one, went to Team Secret. So is this a marathon? Do you treat this like a sprint? Well, Team Secret need to see some offense because transitioning has been the toughest battle so far. But KV1 with a full tank, double commit out of KCorp, they do see some contact. It did go towards the Team Secret net. Drop down and tried the pitch down. KCorp couldn't do it. Both overtimes to Team Secret, and we will see Champions Field.
Look, KC, you might be infallible for the first 5 minutes, but in the moment you make a mistake, Secret will seize. Maybe it's the fact that Secret have had so many good stops. I don't know what it is, but I have to hope that Farah does, because you've got one last chance not get embarrassed on an international stage for the second day in a row. You're the #1 team on the planet. Barely anybody had you losing to Ultimates. Not a single person on the casting team had you losing to Ultimates. You lose to Team Secret? You're never hearing the end of this. Neither will France. We will forever talk about this.
This could be the upset of the century, as KV1 almost got tangled up by a bump from KCorp. Just based on the offense, you would have thought that KCorp would have just won and sealed the deal. But Team Secret, they just will not die. They will not give up. That is the passion that this region brings. And y'all could be witnessing the biggest upset of not only just the tournament, but of the year. Look at this reset from Swift. What a Tau, a well-timed challenge. Mata gonna contest the corner where he can, but a 1v2, it's not something anyone could pull off. Up in the air, pre-jump, Mata with the fake shot, but too high from Secret. Bounce, and Tau tries to get in the way, but Team Secret are all over them.
Secret are also all over offense here. They got to be careful, because here comes the counter. The shot is off to bring it from a Tau, and definitely the best chance so far through a minute of play. Unfortunately, not hit its target. However, Vati trying to clutch this one up. Cannot get Mata on the sidewall, but at least they can get them down to 0 boost. It may not make a difference, though. KCorp taking a lot of pressure here on offense and really starving their opponents a boost, but still not finding any quality shots as a result.
Yeah, boost starving Team Secret has been the bread and butter of KCorp. That's where KCorp been able to get away with a lot more aerials and just dribbling across, making those transitions a lot easier. Something Team Secret struggled with, but trying to play closer to each other, actually make contact, is KV1 with a good pop-up just to let this defense breathe a little bit. And KV1 at least wins the challenge, but just pop up the ball in front of the net. It's looking scary if you're a Team Secret fan, especially now that they're getting demoed. And Raleigh has time on this ball. Vatira to the right continues to control all the lanes. And it's just an offense that just was relentless for a second there. And it's not even over yet.
I'm looking at this one getting really nervous for Secret. It's just attack after attack after attack after attack for KC. And then I remember the last game and go, they can hold on to this. Who knows what happens? Because so far, through half a game, they have not conceded. It's been awkward at times, it's been messy at others, but it has not given up a goal, and they won't here either. However, the demo after gonna make this awkward. Swift, the lone defender, has to do a lot, and he does. Perfect save from inside the post. That is brilliant, and he'll do it again.
You can demo them, you can bump them, and Team Secret still won't give you a gap, but will defense actually win a game? That's what Team Secret are trying to prove. That's all they've been doing so far, but that's what led them to 2 overtime wins. As an update, Dignitas did wrap up their series 3-1, maybe as expected, but will we see the unexpected here, depending on if Team Secret can get a fruitful counterattack?
So far, it's just been KCorp on offense, with the occasional Secret maybe get a touch out to midfield, and that's about it. Again, this is how it was in the last game, and everything changed when they went to overtime. So KCorp probably have that thought in the back of their heads. They need to take this one here and now. Take this game before it goes to OT, or they're going to leave this one up to either fate, something in between. Who cares? It's going to be left up to Vati, and it's still not enough. Another save, another one, as they are getting bumped in net. Secret, you're from South America. Everybody looks at you guys as the hyper-mechanical offensive region. When did you get immaculate at defense?
Just the way Team Secret bail each other out. When they get beat at the ball, there's still someone in the net. That's what's been different. But KCorp, something special. And it's a Tau keeping it out. KV1 looking for a bump, a pass out to KV1 from Swift, and Raleigh front and center, strong enough clear. And here comes the army of the blue wall, full of boost and full of hope to get this first goal with 45 seconds left. Could be an upset, or could be KCorp at 2-1. It all depends if Team Secret could just get their one, or if KCorp can shut them up for good.
Oh, shot a little bit high, but Swift had a touch on it anyways. Final 30 seconds approaches, and so far it's Secret being pressed into their half, but starting to get the chances on offense. A couple of good passing plays here or there, but they need at least one more as the end of regulation nears. This one all the way downfield and then sent back. A Tau in the corner keeps this close, but only has 20 boosts. Does KV1 know that? Yes, so he will challenge instantaneously. Get a touch the backboard, look for the bump. Had he made contact with Vati, I think this series is over. Instead, counterattack, gonna do it! The fake out in front of the net, and that might just secure the series for KC.
The 2v1, too hot to handle, and Swift tried to get back in time. All rides on this kickoffs. Team Secret, what you got up your sleeve? It's do or die. And the ball is barely in the air, and Team Secret were hoping for more. KCorp were hoping for cleaner, but a win's a win.
I'm baffled, impressed, everything in between at whatever we just witnessed. Again, unrelenting offense from KCorp.